What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Alizé, and I'm coming to you with a video y'all all probably been looking for. Y'all probably been looking for it on YouTube. Can't find the perfect video or the right video nowhere. But today, this is the video. I'm dropping it just for you guys, because I was in the same predicament. You know, I was one of the ones that had all these questions, was on YouTube, couldn't find the perfect video. Today, I'm gonna answer them questions. Today, I'm gonna answer the questions. What happens if you pass the podcast verification? What happens if you fail it? What happens if you end up having to take the full ASVAB at MIPS? I'm going to explain all that to you guys. I'm going to also put in a little bit of my story into it. So before we get this video started, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn that post notification on, because we about to get lit in this video. This is Real TV.
In the back of the car, I ain't wasting no time till that hoe let me feel on the dog. I'm posting that dick with a pole, I'm always with a whole lot of rest in my bag. I'm a real street nigga, I don't need no safe. Matter of fact, I just got it the pass. Every time I go up the next time, I ain't letting it go cause I got it. Everybody talk down, have them big face. Nigga, watch how I walk in and walk out. You gotta calm down for the give him a...
Yes, sir! Let's go. Alright, what's up, YouTube? Alright, look, we finna jump straight into this video today. This is the video y'all been looking for, and it's dropping. It's dropping today. Alright, let's get this started. Alright, first question. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna sugarcoat how the recruiters sugarcoat this and that, sweep stuff under the rug. I'm not gonna do none of that. It's the real TV. So I'm finna be 100% real with y'all. I'm finna also share some of my feedback. You know, I went to MIPS 2 days ago, and I took going there to go take the podcast verification. End up taking the full ASVAB. So I'm gonna get to that story later on. But first question I had was, what happens if you fail the podcast verification test? Podcast verification test. Let's get this out the way. Podcast verification test is really what it sound like. You verifying your score. You verify your podcast score, basically. So you would take the podcast either at your recruiter office, or that's what I took. I took my podcast at my recruiter office, but I also seen on YouTube that it says, like, I seen on some person video, he took it at home. His recruiter had gave him a website to do it at home, something like that. Yeah. Anyways, but podcast verification, they said it's the same, bro. Podcast verification, you want to score the same score that you scored on the podcast. That's all. There's nothing more, none less. You just trying to score the exact same score you scored, because they think that you cheated. MIPS think that you cheated. That's the whole point. That's why it's called a verification test. You verifying your score, so it won't be no confusions, none of that. You didn't cheat, all that, all that stuff. So, podcast verification, verifying your score. That's all. That's what it is. Podcast verification. You basically verify your score at MIPS. Okay. What happens if you fail the podcast verification test? What happens if you fail a verification test? So what happens is, if you fail a podcast verification test, it got on the verification test at MIPS. You will take it at MIPS. It got 30 questions, and it's a 45-minute test for 30 questions. They're gonna pick questions randomly out the test that you just took, either at your recruiter office or either at home. Test you just took. Just take bits and questions, and they're gonna put it into one test. It's 45 minutes, 30 questions. What my recruiters told me, and I know some of y'all recruiters told y'all the same thing, it's the same test. I'm telling y'all, it's not the same test. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. It's not the same test. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. This is the real TV. Being 100% real with y'all. It's really not the same test. You probably will see questions you already took in the other test. Probably gonna be in this test that you're taking, but it's not the same test. It's not. Like I said, you're gonna see similar questions you already took, or blah blah, I did this and did that, but all not the same test. So what happens if you fail it? If you fail the podcast verification test, if you fail it, say if your score on the Picat was 60. And you go to take the verification test at MIPS. So you go to take the verification test at MIPS. Mind you, like I said, it's 30 questions, 45 minutes. Say if you finish before the 45 minutes over, because I was one of the people that finished before the 45 minutes, because I seen some of the questions that I already took on the test at the recruiting office, so I didn't need to do no work for them. I just click. I knew them. Anyways, so if you finish before the 45 minutes or after 45 minutes, if you passed it, you will be done. Not sugarcoat nothing, you will be done. It will say you have completed the podcast, blah, blah, click the next button, blah, blah, you will be done. You raise your hand, it's gonna be two people in the room that's watching the room or whatever it's called. I don't know. One of them has a computer and he tell you if you pass or fail. So you will know if you pass the podcast verification if once you've done your 30 questions and 45 minutes over with and you don't have to do another test. And it says you have completed, that's how you know you scored the same score you scored. You verified your score. So you good. So he's just gonna tell you, yeah, you verified your score, congratulations, blah, blah. Is you going to the hotel? If not, call your recruiter, give them a call, let them know everything. That's it. I'm gonna answer the second question. The second question was that I had. It was, what happens if you failed the Picat verification test? What happens if you failed the Picat verification test? Like I said, you got a 60 on the Picat at the recruiting office or at home. You go to take the verification test, you do not get a 60, this is what it do. You have 30 questions to answer 45 minutes. You have 45 minutes to answer 30 questions. Once you're done with that test, and you did not verify that 60, let me rewind that. Once you're done with that test, you did not verify that 60 that you just had, it's going to roll you into the full ASVAB. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna roll you straight into the full ASVAB. That's what it's gonna do. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna tell you nothing more, nothing less. I'm just gonna be 100. It's going to roll you to the full ASVAB. That's how you know if you verify your score or not. If you verify your score, you will not have to take the full ASVAB. If you didn't verify your score, you will take the full ASVAB. And I think it's 10 sections on the full ASVAB. I think so. Yeah, it's 10 sections, I think. I'm not sure. Can't remember. But yeah, it's 10 sections on the full ASVAB. So yeah, you will have to take that full ASVAB, that 2 hour long ASVAB, however long it takes. You will have to take it. That's how you know you didn't verify your score. But let's say if you didn't verify your score and you still had to take the full ASVAB. Not gonna lie, like I said, I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. From my experience too, like I said, I just went to MIP 2 days ago, was in the same boat y'all, some of y'all in right now had the same questions, etc. If you fail the Picat verification, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's a 50-50, you still have a chance, it's a 50-50. You could fail a verification test. You say you didn't verify that 60. It's a 50-50 chance you could still pass. If you take that ASVAB and you score over a 31 on the ASVAB, like I just said, if you took the Picat verification test and they rolled you into the full ASVAB, that means you didn't verify that 60 that you had or whatever score. It's gonna be a 31 or above. You didn't verify that score that you took, that you had on the Picat. You didn't verify.
A few moments later.
Anyways, because I got distracted. Anyways, like I said, if you failed Picat verification and was one of the ones that got enrolled into the ASVAB, it's a 50-50 chance. You still got a 50-50%. You still got a chance. 50%. I say that because I was one of the ones that failed the verification test and got enrolled to the full ASVAB. Like I said, I went to MIP 2 days ago. I was going to verify my score. I took the Picat at my recruiting office. First time I had got a 60. They wanted to make sure I was, comfortable with that score before going into MEPS, taking the verification test. So they told me to come back, 2 days later or 3 days later. I can't remember. I know it was Friday though. So I went back. I scored a 63. And they was like, okay, blah, blah, this and that. I was excited because I'm like, I called my mom. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I scored a 63. I scored a 60 last time. I scored a 63. Like, we was both excited. I was excited. But the day of me going to MEPS, he was like, before we go, you gotta take the test at the office. So I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh shit, that's good. I'm not finna go to MEPS, take the verification test. That's good, because blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. So I asked him, he sat me down. I'm like, wait, I'm finna take this test at MEPS. He said, no, this is the test. He was like, this the test. But once you're done with this and you verify your score, once you're done with this and get your score, you just gonna go to MEPS. They're gonna give you 30 questions in 45 minutes. They're gonna pick random 30 questions out this test. It's the exact same test you just took and got that 63 with. It's the exact same test. Listen to what I say, y'all. It's the exact same test you just took and got this 63 with. That's what they told me. So I'm like, okay. So I'm taking the test. I'm like, bro, I'm in a room by myself and I'm talking to myself because, I'm like, bro, this not nothing I just took. I know what I just took. I know what test I just took. I know what was on that test. I know what was not on that test because I remember. And I took the test and I got done with it. And I was nervous because I had asked my recruiter, I was nervous. She seen I was nervous. She was like, what you been scared for? What you nervous for? It's the same test, but I'm trying to tell her, this is not the same test. I would know if this was the same test, cause, I don't know if that's just me or something, but, I know what I just read. I know what I seen in that test. If it was the same test, I would have known. I would have known. But long story short, I had got a 33 on that one. I got 33. Went from 63 to 33. It said it was the same test. It's not the same test. Just because they take a couple of questions out that test and you see them questions doesn't mean it's the same test. So, like I said, 100% real. When they say you finna go verify that same test you just took, it's not the same test. You're gonna see a couple of questions in there that you already seen before, but it's not the same test. It's not the same test. It's 100%. It's a different test. It's gonna be the same math and same stuff. It's it's gonna be different problems, but with the same equation. If I'm saying that right, but yeah. Anyways, 100% with y'all. Not the same test. Like I said, I was one of the ones that went to go verify my score, and I didn't verify the score. So I was going there to verify that 33, and I didn't verify the 33. So I was enrolled in the full ASVAB. Once they enrolled me in the full ASVAB, when I was at MEPS, I was confused. I'm like, dang. I'm thinking to myself, my heart started beating because I'm like, bro, I just took a test. If I passed, if I verified my score, I'd been done. But I didn't verify my score because they enrolled me to the full ASVAB. And all I kept thinking was my recruiters and telling me, oh, it's the same test. But I went to MEPS to verify my score. It's a whole different test. And I'm like, bro, so this whole time I've been studying for this, studying for that. Just to go to MEPS. It's a whole different test. You feel me? So that's how I was. I was on YouTube studying. I was just studying. I was studying. I had questions. Before I went to MEPS, I was thinking outside the box. What happened if I fail a verification test? This and that. I had questions, but I couldn't find the right video on YouTube. So that's why I'm being 100% real with y'all. of my experience, like I said, I just went through MIPS 2 days ago. So I was supposed to verify that 33. So I didn't verify, it rolled me into full ASVAB. And like I said, my heart dropped, because I'm like, I feel like, what? Like, I'm like, it's over, like, I can't, I was listening to go to the Navy. I'm like, man, I can't go to the Navy now, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. So, I raised my hand, I went to ask, I didn't want to say it out loud, because like I said, it was a whole bunch of people in there taking the test too, and like, my business, you know, like, if I had a question, I want to, you know, ask you, and then, like, be real with me, be 100% real with me, like, so I was like, nah, can I come up there and talk to you, like, can I ask you? I was like, okay, so I was here to verify my score. I was here to verify my podcast score. I was like, but I had 30 questions in 45 minutes. I was done with it. But it just enrolled me to full ASVAB. This man told me, he said, that means you did not verify your score. But you still got a chance. You got a 50, it's 50-50. You still have a chance. You still have a chance to pass. If you pass that ASVAB, you still got a chance in getting in, you know? You still have a chance. If you pass that ASVAB, you could probably score higher than, he told me you could probably score higher than your verification test, or like you could score higher than the score you got on your Picat, or you could score lower. But you still have a 50% chance of passing. So don't let that get to y'all just because y'all see, or just because y'all think, what if I don't pass the verification test, blah, blah, this, blah. You still have a chance if you get enrolled to the ASVAB. Don't be like me. I was nervous. Like, I was so scared. Like, I was shaking when I went. Once he told me that, I was like I gave up. Like, I'm like, dang, like, bro, I'm finna take a whole another test I didn't study for. Whole 12 test I didn't study for. Like, I don't know nothing. Like, I just graduated 3 months ago. You think I'm gonna remember something all the way my sophomore year or my freshman year or my junior year? No, I'm not. Like, that wasn't me. But anyways, yeah. If you did not pass the Picat verification, like I said, for the 3rd or 4th time, you still got a chance in passing if you get enrolled into the ASVAB, full ASVAB. Now let me tell y'all what happens the same day, like, or the next day after that, blah, blah, this. So if you was going there to verify your Picat, if you was going there to verify your score, you was going to MIPS to verify your score, blah, blah, this. Your recruiter should have told you to pack a bag like a spend a night bag. Because once you leave MIPS and once you verify your score, that same day you will be heading to a hotel. You'll be heading to a hotel. Next morning, y'all will get up around 3:30. No later than 3:30. Y'all get up around 3 o'clock. Well, really, I got up around 2:30. Be down there at 3 o'clock, eat breakfast, blah, blah, blah. The bus leave around 3:30 to 4-ish, blah, blah, this, to go back to MIPS the next day. Y'all go to MIPS the next day to do your physical, all that stuff, swear in, blah, 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 this, blah, blah, that. Me, like I said, I failed the Picat verification. I failed it because, like I said, I'm being 100% real with y'all. My recruiters told me, it's the same test, this and that. Y'all, it's not the same test. It's not. I'm being 100% with y'all. It's not. Like I said, you might see some questions you already seen before on this test, but it's not the same test. It's a whole different test. It is a whole different test. Y'all, it's a whole different test. I'm just gonna say it like that. So I failed the Picat verification. I didn't verify my score. I also found out the next morning because the computer was shut down. So I couldn't find my score when I was at MIPS. So that morning, before I was going to do my physical, I had found out, it was around like 5 o'clock in the morning, y'all. I had found out that I didn't pass my ASVAB. And if you don't pass the verification and you don't pass the ASVAB that they wrote you, you will have 30 days to study. 30 days to, mind y'all, take advantage of this. You will have 30 days to study, because in 30 days, you go back up there. This time you're not taking the podcast verification. You're not taking the podcast verification. This time you're taking the real ASVAB. So if you can remember something, if you had enrolled into the ASVAB and you know you didn't pass, if you could at least remember something and go on Quizlet, because Quizlet got all the answers, bro. Quizlet got the answers. Just write it down, the answers, write the answers down, study it back to back. Because that's what I'm gonna do. I got 28 days now. If you know if you know you failed, do that. Cause like I said, the computer system was down. So my computer system was down that day. So I ended up going to the hotel the same day, cause I already had my bags packed, all that stuff. My recruiter and them just told me, just go on with it, blah, blah, we'll know your score in the morning, this and that. So everybody else that was, taking the test, they was at the hotel chilling, having fun, all that stuff. Me, I was in my room, I was eating, blah, 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 this, I couldn't sleep. You have to get up 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. Cause I'm nervous. I'm calling my people, my mom, I'm nervous cause the computer system was down. I failed the verification score. I got enrolled into the full ASVAB. So I was nervous my whole night there. I was nervous. I really couldn't sleep good. I really wasn't, cause I was just like I said, I'm an overthinker. I think too much. I was nervous. So yeah, I got there. I thought I was gonna get my stickers to go do my physical stuff, and that's what he told me. He was like, you did not verify your 33 blah blah on the Picat nor the ASVAB. So you had 30 days to study this and that and be back in 30 days. Y'all would not take the Picat no more. It would just be straight ASVAB. So, like I said, study. If you taking the Picat at home, do not cheat. Do not use a calculator, do not cheat. Because like I said, that will get to you at the end. It will catch up to you. Do not cheat. But yeah, like I said, that was my experience at Milks. That was my experience at the hotel. That was some of the questions I had, but couldn't verify. I say couldn't verify. I'm tripping. Couldn't find them on YouTube. Couldn't find no YouTube video about them. So I'm here to give y'all everything I had. The answers, the questions, the answers. If you can't find the video, you just found the right one today. But like I said, just study. You got it. Don't overthink like I did. Don't be nervous. Don't listen. Your recruiters tell you it's the same test. Be 100%. It's not the same thing. It's not at all. Not. But anyways, that concludes this video. Make sure y'all I said that all wrong. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I will be updating y'all. How my second time going up there, it was and all that stuff. If I failed this time, don't forget I passed. And you gotta pass. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn that post notification bell, and leave some comments so I can answer. Tell me what other video I should do. Leave some comments. I answer them. Leave some comments. But like I said, yeah, thanks for watching this video. I got another YouTube video up. I will not on this channel, but my other channel. That link will be in the description. But anyways, that concludes this video. Thanks for watching with the real TB. Peace.